What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and some very important information you need to know for the future of this company. I'm also going to talk about the overall stock market and what's going on in Ukraine and Russia and how under the Fed may be affecting the market for the next upcoming days. I'm also going to talk about the latest pieces of news coming out for Neo that make me very, very excited and what Neo put on their Twitter page that makes me even more bullish for the future. Now, before I say anything about Neo's Twitter page, before I talk about Neo's share price and why I'm super, super bullish for the future, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want a chance to win that money, guys, please check out the link down below. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Neo, we had a pretty interesting day. So the entire market took a bit of a hit, as you guys know, but Neo didn't actually drop that badly. It's down about 3.48%. Typically, Neo could drop a little bit harder when things like that happen. But remember, guys, it's not just Neo that was down, because if you look at Tesla, it's down over 5%. If you look at AMC, it's down 3.7%. Look at like Roblox and other things like that. Roblox is actually in the green, but the SPY is down 2.14%. I think if you look at the IWM, so the entire market essentially was red today, and Neo did end up getting dragged down, but it didn't drop as significantly as Tesla or other stocks like it. So it's starting to rebound in the after hours and it's looking pretty good. That's a pretty good sign, guys. But I do want to talk about something very important. So I don't need to do any in-depth technical analysis on this one. I just want to let you guys know that, look, we're seeing this like divergence right here, and then we're seeing this like the exponential moving averages coming together, which is a sign Neo is starting to bottom out. But you have to remember, we did have a gap fill right here. The gap fill starting at $24. So we may end up dropping as low as $24 one last time. There may be some bearish catalyst coming out. I don't know, maybe tomorrow or in the near term future before we really start to run up. Now, the market was red for many reasons. One of the things you have to look out for is what's going on in Ukraine, because right now, guys, satellite images over Ukraine, according to BBC, are still showing lots of Russian military activity. Now, this doesn't mean there's going to be an invasion. This doesn't mean there won't be one either. I don't truly know how it's going to play out. No one really does, guys, except for Russia and maybe even Ukraine. We don't truly know how this is going to play out quite yet. There's some sources saying that, oh, it's going to happen, Russia's going to invade. Other sources are saying not so much, right? And it really, what this does is going to affect the market entirely. So not for the long term, perhaps for the short term. That's the way I see it. So if Russia were to invade Ukraine, hypothetically, if the invasion happens, expect the market to drop for maybe a week or two before starting to recover. That's the way I see it. I don't expect the entire market to crash. I don't really see that playing out with the Fed, especially considering that this is going to be the midterm election year in the US. And also, we have elections coming out again in 2024. So, if the market were to tank, guys, that's going to cause a very, very big shift in the political dynamic. And like I said, don't worry too much, okay? Don't be too worried. I also want to talk about this right here as the Fed's Bullard. For those of you who don't know, James Bullard, he is the St. Louis Federal Reserve president. He also talked about how inflation needs to get, controlled as soon as possible, and we need to take action now. So he wants us to be a little bit more on the hawkish side. He also did state that he did see inflation as kind of transitory as well. So it doesn't make that much sense. I really heard him say things on both sides, just like Jerome Powell. But like I said, guys, it's not expected until mid-March, and mid-March is about a month away. So for the remainder of this time, guys, I would expect NEO to start recovering, running right back up to like 26, but the Russia situation and the overall market right now is going to cause this thing to drop, so we should fill the gap first, and that seems a little bit more probable that we're going to do that first before we really start to run, because the fear and greed index is still showing people a little bit more on the fearful side, but they're not necessarily fearful. It's a little bit more like they are uncertain about what's going to happen, and uncertainty really is something that affects the market because we don't exactly know how these situations are going to play out. So let me draw this out for you guys. What could end up happening is we run up a little, and then there's some catalyst that comes out that causes us to drop just a little bit. we might touch this range just like this before starting to rebound. And then going into the future, as the market starts to recover, we may start to recover too. There is going to be no market open on President's Day, which is going to be next Monday. So the US market's going to be closed. We're probably going to start to rebound a little bit until rates start to rise, and we should stay within this range relatively soon going into like the long-term future. But I think that's I think I made this hold on. I think I spread this out too much or too little. I meant to make this maybe, yeah, I think a little bit like this. Maybe this will be extended just a little bit, kind of like that. But I'm sure you guys get my point, right? We could still see a pretty good recovery going into the future until the time comes for interest rates to start rising. But as of right now, guys, as of right now, probably need to gap fill one last time before seeing that big reversal. Now, going into the news, I want to talk about this right here. The Monthly Fool is kind of misreporting this. They're saying, should I listen to Warren Buffett and buy NEO stock? Well, it's kind of true though, but it's not necessarily reported properly. Warren Buffett does not own NEO, but he does own shares in a very, very, very important company known as BYD. And he does see a strong future in BYD, and they're actually associated with NEO. Now, the reason why that's very important is because BYD follows NEO, and we are going to see a lot of similarities in them as they are trying to grab the market for the EV sector. And guys, and when it comes to the outlook, BYD does follow NEO too. So if Warren Buffett believes in this company and this company is very, very pro NEO, that's going to be very, very bullish news. Now, I know the media is kind of exaggerating, but to me, that's a very good sign because it just shows NEO has a lot of conviction and it's a very great company. Now, NEO has also announced the next model for 2022 with the ES7. Once again, very, very bullish piece of news, guys. Another new model is coming. The ES7 is going to be unveiled in mid-April and it's scheduled to go on sale later this year. Once again, guys, NEO is expanding all over the world. They're announcing another new model after the ET5. Now that we have the ES7, it's going to be a 5-seater electric SUV. It hasn't been unveiled yet, so I can't show you a picture yet. It's going to be very cool, guys. So they're crushing it. They're killing it, which is why I'm super bullish for the future. I can't wait for what their numbers show. I can't wait for their revenue, for their earnings, and all that good stuff, guys. It's going to be very awesome. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this right here. They basically put a video for the production of the NEO ES6 in hi-fi. Once again, showing their production as it's improving. It's going to improve the fundamentals and really, really crush it in the future. Once again, very, very bullish catalyst going into the future. And I can't wait for what's going to happen. So assuming that there isn't an invasion, this is how I do think NEO could end up moving. But if it does end up happening, guys, the entire market could take a very big hit just temporarily before having a fast recovery. So I just want to prepare you guys for anything like that. As of right now, I think it's a little bit less probable for there to be an invasion, but it could still happen. So I want you guys to be prepared. Anyways, I thank you all for listening. NEO does have this gap fill at around 24, and I do see us rebounding after that. And I'm still very, very bullish for the future. That's what I have for this one. I want to thank each and every one of you for listening, and I will see you guys in the next one. NEO to the moon, and peace out.